Welcome back, everybody. This is Lady Dubs, and we're picking up right where we left off. About to chat with our good old boy here, Bailey's. Let's see if I can remember the voice I gave you. Good evening, everyone. Welcome, Mr. Bailey's. Hey, how are you, Freya? Not good. What's going on? Lady Dubs just criticized my story. It's called feedback. It's cruel. It's necessary. Sounds interesting. What's the problem with the story? The story is non-linear and quite complicated. Imagine a choose-your-own-adventure storybook, but for adults. Sounds pretty common so far. But instead of telling you which page to turn to, each decision you make will give you a score. What? That score will determine which page you should go to. That sounds more like a video game than a book. I know. It's not... Your voices just sound so similar, man. I gotta make Bailey's a little different. I know. It's not that original. But my target here is the mainstream audience. Huh? With the help of my publisher, this kind of book may go mainstream. Just like the Choose Your Own Adventure show on NetStream. It was nothing new, but because of the marketing and the names involved, it reached the mainstream market. That sounds interesting. Yeah, that sounds so bad, but you know what? I want to keep you high-pitched. I don't know, I just feel like an elf should have a high-pitched voice. You're sticking to high-pitch, dude. That sounds interesting. And highly ambitious, Freya. At least it's simpler than my other idea. Which is? Making a novel, not in the form of a book, but in the form of story cards. What? I know, right? As if she has all the time in the world. And that's before even considering the sensitive issue of saying the story in a world where only humans exist. What did you say? No, there's a reason why it has to be that way. Just wait until I finished it, okay? Alright. As Lady Dove said, though, I won't have the time. Getting a normal pitch approved is already a steep climb. Let's not make a mountain even higher. Fair enough. What's the story all about, anyway? You'll have to wait for it. Don't want to spoil the fun. If you say so. Anyway, I haven't ordered anything. What do you want to drink tonight? Ginger latte, if you know how to make it. Damn it, do I know how to make it? Well, apparently to make a latte it needs milk, and it's ginger. So what if I just do tea milk ginger? This is gonna be one of those trial and error things I'm going to do over and over again, huh? Oh well. A tea milk ginger will give you Gala's remedy, so this is not it. One moment. What if I do tea ginger milk? Let's just see what it looks like. Sorry if you heard my gulping or the clattering of ice cubes. I just took a drink. That's just ginger milk tea. Okay, we trash. We do this again. Put green tea milk ginger. Let's see what that gives us. Nope. Okay, doing it again. You know, what if we put milk first? God damn it, I don't know this stuff. Let's do double milk and then ginger. I think this is kind of obvious now, but I really don't know anything about brewing, coffee making, or anything of the like. Yeah. That's just ginger milk. Okay. Resetting. I'll see you guys in the future. You know, the moon hasn't really changed shape, I think, since I started. Am I in the Twilight Zone? Well, Twilight Zone's not really the trendy thing to say. It's Black Mirror now, isn't it? I'm gonna be honest, I haven't really seen either show, so I don't care. No, it doesn't say it's a ginger tea latte, just a latte, so maybe I'm not thinking this right. Maybe I should be putting in coffee, milk, ginger. Nope, okay, I'll get this. do notice that when I put milk in it, I do get an option for latte art. So I think I'm on the right path. It has milk and ginger in it. I just don't know which way, and I don't know what to add into it. I made a Spanish Sahara! Oh, I did that completely by accident. Okay, well, it's probably saved in my book now. Chocolate milk ginger. Honestly, I think I'm going to be happy later on that I've done this, because this means I'm probably going to fill out my... What is it? My brew pad. Yeah, because it saves all the drinks I make, even though I reset the day. So by the end of this, I should probably have this all filled out. By the way, I totally understand that I could just go up on the internet and find it. But what's the fun in that? I want to figure this stuff out on my own, and also it's not so hard. I just need to find the right combination of 3 ingredients. I can do that. Not really, but just believe in me, and I might believe in myself. Ginger latte! Got it! Well, maybe that came up a little loud on the microphone, but now I got it. Let me just say that this was something that Bailey's wanted. Here you are. This took a way more time than it should have, but it was worth it. Thanks! Damn, that is good! With this kind of drink-making skills, I wonder why your place isn't any bigger. What we have here now is more than enough for me. Heh. Whatever floats your boat, I guess. By the way, how are you doing, Bailey? Yeah, wow, your voice just... God damn it, I can't get your voices to sound different. They're so high-pitched. By the way, how are you doing, Baileys? Still busy with the last client? Oh, sorry to interrupt, guys. I just noticed I got a few things on my brew pad, which is my ginger latte, warm energy boost, perfect for a cold evening. And what do we have on Tomodachill? Or Tomodachill? Tomodachill. I don't know how to pronounce it. Oh, but we can top it off with Bailey's. Okay, so yeah, pumpkin spice fan, will work for food and shelter. Favorite things. Punk, been listening to pumpkin spice since I was a wee lad. Oh, pumpkin spice is not a coffee or a flavor. It is a band. Okay, kind of an odd name for a punk band, pumpkin spice, but who am I to judge? What I'm doing with my life. Escaping bloodlines, experiencing life one color at a time. One day I will have my own solo exhibition. Good on you, bro. I believe in you. Oh, I'm done with her. Done? Are you, as in you're dropping the project? Hey, I'm not crazy. I still need the money. Done, as in I finished the project. So similar. God damn it. I've got to work on my voice acting skill. Can't even get words out right. Jesus Christ, man. I suck at this. I spent the last few days making sure it's even done before the deadline. Alright, that doesn't sound too similar. I'll stick with it. Did she say she liked it? Oh, she loved it. She had some complaints, of course, but I convinced her by using some design term she didn't understand. So you finished your job by bullshitting her. Ha ha. I cannot laugh with that voice, sorry. The fire's bullshit, my lady. That's one survival skill every freelancer must have. Are you working on anything right now? No. I'm taking a break from work. I need to work on a few personal matters. Oh. Like you and Lua? Something like that. By the way, I'm curious. How did you two meet? If you don't mind me asking. I don't. It's just that I was young and stupid, you know? Oh, come on. Who hasn't been there? You're right. So, I was a bit of a player back in college. Ooh, spicy. And I was going after my then best friend's girlfriend's friend. Wait, what? Okay, I'll say it slowly. I used to have a best friend. He was an incubus. Oh, okay. Let's call him Cognac. Oh, God, why'd you have to give it that name? That's not a word I can say. Let's call him Cognac. Cognac has a girlfriend. Still following. And that girl has a friend. And that friend is the one I'm after. Ew, okay. doesn't sound like Lua at all. Because it wasn't Lua, genius! Huh? Lua was my friend's girl! Holy moly! This is getting spicier. The other girl's name was... Let's call her Rose. Continue. I knew Lua thanks to her relationship with Cognac. That's a fake name you made up, right? Yes. Now, will you let me continue without interruption? Okay. So, I asked Lua a lot of things about Rose. She knew what I was after, and annoyed her so much that I kept on bothering her. I mean, I was a pretty active guy back then. So Lua came over to visit us at one point. I lived with Cognac back into college. I'd been out, and I got back as Lua arrived. A total coincidence. We went into our place together and witnessed something surprising. What? Cognac sleeping with Rose? Holy mother moly! I saw the look on Lua's face, the disbelief, the anger, sadness, and without even thinking about it, I punched Cognac in the face. You what? I got into a fight with him. Oh, I haven't told you. Cognac was a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu tutor for kids. He's pretty good. Oh my. Yeah, I landed that one punch. He beat me to a pulp. Okay, I need a moment. I need a moment to break laugh. Oh, that's just such a funny image to me. Okay, moving on. Easily. Pulled herself together, me. Lua begged me to stop fighting on her behalf. More like she begged Cognac. Hey, I wasn't kidding. I lost, and I don't give up easily. I was beaten pretty bad, so Lua took care of my injuries. We grew closer after that, and I don't even remember the exact date, but suddenly that friendship turned into a relationship. That's one hell of a story. I know. Have you seen her by any chance? Yeah. Lua came by a few days ago. How is she doing? She hasn't returned any of my calls or texts. Well, she's healthy, that's for sure. She got into an argument, though. With whom? There's this male model. A model? I didn't think she was that type of girl. Go out with a model? Oh, they weren't together. What were they arguing about? Well, we were talking about your relationship. Lua told us about the reason behind the fight and your family stuff. And then this guy Hyde joined the discussion. What did he say? He didn't understand why Lua would insist on getting family approval. Considering, you know, what? You're willing to leave your own family. You would do that for her? Yes, I would. I'm sick and tired of my family. Why would you say that? Let me tell you about my family, or should I say most elven families. They all think they're so high and mighty. If you're born an elf, there are certain unwritten rules you must follow. Reputation and appearance are everything. We must never, ever make our family look bad. You can only befriend certain people. You must dress a certain way. You can only have certain jobs. Jobs that are deemed worthy and successful. Like being a doctor, a lawyer, a CEO. You know, ever since I was a kid, I've always wanted to be an artist. I love drawing and creating art. However, becoming an artist is not something else would see as suitable. Unless you become the next Da Vinci. So when I switched from a business major to an art major, my parents went crazy, screamed like they were on fire. They told me that I'd never be rich or successful. All that because you chose an art degree. You want to know the worst part? They blamed Lua. What do you mean? They blamed her for my decision to pursue my passion for art. Yelled about how her kind is ruining over the country. Accusing their religion of worshipping the Dark Lord. Accusing her of putting a spell on me and cursing the family. Whoa. I mean, come on, this is the 21st century. That's not cool. I don't want to sound judgmental, but your family is racist. Tell me about it. Who is the only person that can make me feel alive? She showed me how I can be free and pursue my dreams. I don't understand why Lou is so obsessed with the idea of reconciliation with my family. I just don't get it. I have no problem leaving my family, you know. I would happily leave them for both of us.
What about her? What about her and your family?
I think this is not the same voice I gave him, but you know what? We're sticking with it after this drink of water. I am almost out of water, by the way. You can hear the ice. But do not worry, because I also have ice cream. Way better than water.
What about her and her family? You may be happy to leave your family. However, it may not be the same for her.
Hi. Nala, do you have something to say? Perhaps you could give us a different perspective.
Sorry, I didn't mean to eavesdrop. I couldn't help overhearing your story. I assume that the person you're talking about is not an elf, correct?
Yes, she's a succubus.
I see. I'm a werewolf. For werewolves, the wolf pack is the most important thing. We'll put family before anything else. We often have our own problems with the pack. But we won't abandon our family for anything. Perhaps that's also true for her and her family. Besides, if you leave your family for her, wouldn't that make your parents believe that all those bad stereotypes of succubus are true?
I never thought of it that way before.
Whether you like it or not, your actions will have an impact on her as well. And if you leave your family for her, that will put her in a difficult spot. She might feel responsible for your actions.
There's nothing to feel bad about. I'm leaving my messy family to create a better one with her.
It's easy for you to say that now, but you don't know about the future. One day, circumstances might change. One day, one of you may regret your decision. One day, you might use the "I left my family for you" card.
We love each other. I'll be with her whatever the circumstances may be.
You know, love is like a flame. It might burn fiercely at first, but over time it will die down if you don't maintain it. Maintaining it won't be easy. It will be hard work. Because life is full of storms. In marriage, it will not survive on love alone.
Wow, that's deep.
We'll have each other, and that's enough for us. Tell me, do you have health insurance?
What? I'm an elf. Why would I need health insurance?
You'll need some.
For what?
Immortality is an elven privilege, but you'll lose it if your family disowns you. I've seen people go bankrupt because they fell ill or got seriously injured. Emptied their entire life savings for an $8 pill because in this country they charge $20,000 for it. And if you decide to have children, they won't have the same privilege you do. There's a high probability that they'll get bullied for being a half-breed. there are consequences. It shouldn't be taken lightly. Think about it. Anyway, I've got to go. I apologize for my intrusion. No, thank you for your insight. I've got to go too. Want to head out together? Sure. Thanks for the drink, Lady Dubs. And Freya. Bye. Yeah, that is true. You know, it's easy to say that, I'm willing to leave my family for you, but there's also the whole issue and how you're going to make it financially. And if you have children, if you come from two ethnic backgrounds, how are you going to raise the kids? How are you going to take care of the kids? It's not that easy just to say I'm going to walk away. There's a lot more consequences to this whole thing. Glad it's not my problem, though. What? You made me lose 2 customers in a minute. Hey, that wasn't on me. They were leaving anyway. Are you going to write that in your book? It's a secret. If your book is based on this coffee shop, how can you present a story like theirs in a world with only humans around? I'm not sure. Perhaps a hot drink will give you some inspiration? Sounds like a great idea. Well, it looks like we're not brewing it for her right now. Oh, there's the Spanish Sahara again. We know how to make that. Definitely gonna spend some time on this day since I spent a good chunk of the time trying to make a cafe latte or whatever the hell it was. I wrote it down, don't worry about it. Tuesday, September 29th, 2020. The Evening Whisper. Who vows to stop major hospital selling Fury sedatives illegally? Okay. Coachella 2020, 10 reasons why you should go. And sports tournament in space might only be a few decades away. Well, we know one guy who'll be in on it. Never learned his name, though. Oh, hey! Starting off right off with these two, huh? Crap, what was your voice again? He really never changed. I know! But it was surprisingly nice. Catching up with people from back then. Thank you for forcing me to do it. Don't mention it. Hey, Lady Dubs. I'd like to order again. The usual. Back to the experiment? Yes. I think the last one was the remedy. But there's no harm in checking some other combinations. Alright. You know what to do. I do. Okay, you said you wanted the usual. What was that again? I think it was this one, the coffee ginger. Let's give him that and let's just see what happens. If not, then I'm just gonna time travel again. Try this? Thank you. And nope, doesn't taste like it. Alright, redoing it, don't worry about it. For those of you wondering, I am now eating my ice cream. 'Cause I'm all out of water. Let's give him the gala head, the tea milk ginger. Serve it. Try this. Thank you. Just what I needed. Yes, okay. Moving on. What about you, Mr. Hyde? Would you like to order anything else? I'm good for now. I couldn't help but overhearing you both, because I just stand here staring at my customers, eyes not blinking, mouth wide open. It sounds like you two go way back. We do, I guess. He was my bodyguard. Oh. Didn't you meet here? Yeah, when this was a bar. What happened exactly? He was getting his ass kicked by a couple of dwarves. Those two bastards. It wasn't a pretty sight, so I intervened. Aren't vampires supposed to be, tough? Just because I'm a vampire, it doesn't mean I know Kung Fu. Besides, I'd had a couple of drinks. I
could have taken them both if I were sober.
A couple? Really? You were trashed, Hyde. You told them I was your bodyguard.
Wait, you were not his bodyguard?
Not at the time. We didn't know each other. But because of that whole fiasco, we both got kicked out. And then this wasted vampire stuck to me. Like, well, you know, to a blanket. Obviously he was too drunk to drive, so I hailed a cab. Turns out, he was also too drunk to tell the driver where he lived. And I was stuck with him until morning.
Thanks for not leaving me on the street, Gala. Those dwarfs would have killed me.
Who were they?
I'm not going to confirm or deny anything, but it's possible they had ties to the Mafia. And I might have lost some of their money on the stock market. A lot of their money. Yikes! They wanted me to launder their dirty money, so I decided to screw them over instead.
Yeah, I overheard what they were talking about before the fight started. I knew Hyde was innocent, that's why I helped him. He might be an annoying asshole, but he's not a thief.
What a stroke of luck, the universe sending me a guardian angel in my time of need. So the next morning I offered him a job as my bodyguard for real.
After all the trouble you caused me that night before.
Hey, I took you to breakfast. Don't tell me that didn't count for nothing.
I have to say, it wasn't my proudest moment. I was broke. Breakfast was an offer I couldn't refuse. It was the late 60s, mind you. It wasn't easy finding a job, especially for people like me.
Werewolves? War veterans. Ah, I see. Yeah, you did say in your profile you were a former soldier. So, did you go from working as a bodyguard to working in a hospital, Gala? Well, when he was working with me, I noticed...
Hyde? I'd prefer if we skipped that part. I'm sorry, but I don't want to go into any details about that.
That's alright. Forgive me for asking.
I don't mind telling you the quick and dirty version. Oh, I'm into that. Long story short, he helped me with something.
Yeah, that isn't vague at all. Ice cream break.
Let's say this something from my past. Thanks to that help, I found a new purpose in life. Helping others live. Of course, it's not easy for a veteran werewolf to become a nurse or a doctor. That's why I chose a hospital admin instead. So you could say I owe this guy my life. Thanks to his stubborn persistence in helping me when I needed it.
Thank you for sharing your story with me. I didn't expect such a tale from you. I know. Anyway, Lady Doves, I'd like to order something now. What would you like? Can you make a tea-based drink that's warm and cool at the same time? Oh, so tea-based, warm and cool, so, tea? I mean, if you're gonna make it cool, you'd want mint, right? Well, let's do tea, milk, mint. Yeah, let's see how that goes. Milk, mint tea. I mean, if he doesn't like it, then I'll just restart the day, because that's what I do now. Here's your order. Oh, wait, I got a thing on my thing? My totem chill? Oh, yeah, another thing on Gala. What does it say? Let's see, his self-summary. Veteran, now working in a hospital. Favorite things. Food. Anything warm and made with ginger. Music. Metal maiden. Books. Full metal jarhead. I think I know that reference. What I'm doing with my life. Trying to heal myself by helping others heal. Oh, that's super sweet. Alright, here's your order. Oh, wait, I got another thing for... Wait, another thing for Toma de Chill? Oh, it's Hyde! Yeah, his favorite things are up here. The fact that I've been blood sober for 10 years now... Wait, what do you mean blood sober? I thought vampires needed blood to live. What I'm doing with my life. Currently a model, past stock trader, and entrepreneur, venture capitalist. Well, I guess as a vampire, you're able to do things in that order, huh? Okay, let's move on. Here's your order. Is this right? Oh yes, I got it right. Don't have to start the whole day over. Phew. Exactly what I wanted. By the way, it feels like this place is missing something today. Yeah, I haven't seen her today. Oh, that might be her. Freya? Speak of the devil. There she is. There's my girl. Hello, good people. And one vampire. It's good to see you too. Freya?
By the way, we were just talking about you.
Oh, really? What about me?
I was just surprised that you weren't here.
Is that how you pick up girls young enough to be your granddaughter? That won't work on me.
I've no interest in flirting with you. I've got high standards, you know. You look tired, Freya. Hard day at work?
How could you tell?
Call it a werewolf sense.
Right. I showed Lady Doves my drafts, and I actually got some good feedback.
That's good to hear.
Glad I could help. So I spent the whole day rewriting stuff. And I also did some stories for the paper. Oh, right, story paper. Gotta read it. A stray boy and a lonely cat. Midnight, the boy arrives at his home. The ticking sound of the cooling engine fills the dark, empty garage, followed by the scrape of the rusty metal door being forcefully closed. He leaves the garage, and there she is, waiting for him to come back home. She always waits in the same spot around the same time. The boy always smiles when he sees her. Meow! The cat calls the boy, demanding the treatment she always receives from him every night in the same spot around the same time. He laughs quietly as he walks up to join her. You've been waiting for me, haven't you? Here, come here, says the boy to the cat while he pets her fur. The cat purrs loudly and refuses to stand still. She dances around him, stands up tall on 2 feet, rubs her head against his shins, and shares her affection while enjoying the nightly routine. Until suddenly the boy decides that their interaction is enough for today. He stands up and walks away from her and closes his door. The cat understands that their time for the day is up. They return to their own lives. The boy did not give the cat something to eat, and the cat did not sleep next to him to help him relax. For she was not his, and he was not hers? Okay. I gotta say, now I'm kinda sad. I just realized I missed a story. The anxious boy and his love stories on public transport. We're reading this now too. The day was hot, sunny, and humid, just like most days in Jakarta. I don't know if that's a real place. I was standing inside a crowded bus, neither full functioning air conditioning nor proper ventilation, trying to keep myself productive in the uncomfortable environment by reading my recently bought copy of Maruki Harukame's The Elephant Vanishes, while listening to a random playlist on my iPod. Despite the hellish conditions, you could say I was luckier than most because I was standing near the rear of the bus, leaning my back on the side of a seat, safe enough to not fall off the bus, breezy enough to breathe freely. As mentioned, I was on a public bus in Jakarta, so naturally I needed to be wary with my surroundings, mostly keeping my belongings secure from pickpockets and other human pests. I glanced around the bus several times in between pages, and that was when I saw her. It's hard to describe her. She was no specific characteristic to differentiate her from the other women. She was like the perfect example of the girl you walk past unseeing on the sidewalk every day. A girl you might glance at for a second, then a few steps later it would be hard to even remember her hair color, never mind what her eyes, her nose, her mouth looked like. She was standing near the front door of the bus, not leaning on anything or anyone, not touching the bacteria-infested hand grip on the ceiling of the bus, although to be fair, it might have been hard for her to reach that grip anyway. But still, she stood there with perfect balance of a tree rooted in healthy soil. She stood as if somebody had silently put the Venus de Milo on the bus, and she somehow fit perfectly without anyone noticing it happening. She was wearing a pair of earphones, wired just like headphones were supposed to be, and a slight smile on her face. Sometimes she closed her eyes for a few moments, enjoying the music only she could hear. Her eyes rarely stayed in one place. They kept wandering around the bus, not too fast, like someone anxious, not too slow, like someone looking at something specific. Maybe she's the one, I thought. This isn't the first time a thought like this has crossed my mind. As a hopeless romantic, seeing any woman who piques my interest will immediately trigger a story in my imagination. A story of how I'll approach them, get to know them, with the proviso that they're just as I imagine them to be, start dating, get married, have kids, grow old in a home, and so on and so on. Random cuties, that's what I call them. Unicorns among horses. The term doesn't apply to any cute girls I see, of course. It has to be someone special, or at least someone I imagine to be special. The thing is, automatically imagining those stories whenever I happen across a random cuties isn't healthy. It puts a toll on my mind and, of course, my heart. It creates a lot of unhealthy expectations before any opportunities arrive. Oh shit! She looked at me. We made eye contact for a brief flash of seconds. I immediately returned to my book. Did she notice me staring at her? Did she see what I was thinking? My mind won't stop spinning, overthinking, while my pulse beats double time in my ears. I continue staring at my book with what just happened. I obviously can't read it properly. My eyes were looking at the words, but nothing was being processed over the thoughts of her. I glanced back at her, and she was staring at me. Eye contact more than once. It has to mean something. Should I approach her and introduce myself? Yes, I should. But what if things go wrong? What's the worst thing that could happen if we introduce ourselves? First, it's a crowded bus, and moving from the rear door to the front will definitely annoy some people. Second, what if after we approach her, she becomes annoyed and, oh come on, you're overthinking as usual. Nothing bad will happen even if she does get annoyed. Don't dismiss me. Nothing bad will happen. Well, she might scream and say I'm a pervert, and then the whole bus will beat me to death. Oh, the worst option. What if we introduce ourselves and it turns out she's not like we imagined her to be? All the time and energy will be wasted in exchange for years of agony. Oh, for everything will be fine. Don't worry so much. No matter what happens, second, we will have to try. I cannot get this sentence out. We still have to try something first. No, there's too much at risk. The debate's still raging inside my head, and that's when it happens. We make eye contact again, and this time it lasts longer than a few seconds. And then she smiled at me. Just a smile curve on those perfectly average, beautiful lips. I quickly returned to my book. See, you have to do something. But remember the girl with the violin we saw on the train to Yagi? I'm not even bother saying that word. A few years ago? Of course I remember. Exactly. She was just a random person that sat across from you on the train. We don't even remember what month it was, and yet we still remember the maroon coat she was wearing, the violin case she put in the overhead compartment, her reddish hair in the pixie cut her... Stop it! That was different, and we might have saved ourselves a lot of embarrassment by not talking to her. The thoughts, the noise, the internal dialogue won't stop. I was sweating, but not because of the heat. A cold sweat. This had to stop. Stop! I screamed internally. Everything stopped, and just in time, my iPod randomly shuffled to Explosions in Space, the only moment we had alone. I cranked up the volume and put my book in my bag, and I just breathed. Yes, I might lose a chance to meet the one by doing this, but at least as long as I don't know her, she's perfect. As far as I know, she might be listening to Explosions in Space. As far as I know, she might be a big fan of Harukami, the Final Dreams. I don't know what Roman numeral that is. As far as I know, she might be single. As far as I know, she might be 100% a perfect match for me. That I believe can't exist if my knowledge of her goes any further than what I know right now. Besides, the old saying goes, if it's meant to be, it will be. The bus stopped in front of the Plaza Yayan? I don't know these words, but my destination. It was time for me to go. I decided not to look in her direction as I left, knowing that if I looked at her, it would be the last time I ever see her. That's too hard for a hopeless romantic like me. I left the bus and enjoyed the warm sun and breeze of fresh air, finally out of the metal Schrodinger's box. That's when it happened. I turned my head to the right, and there she was, standing alone enjoying the breeze. Now she was free of the roasting metal box we humans named Bus. She turned her head to the left, showing me a glimmer of surprise at seeing me standing there. After that, she smiled. So if it's meant to be, it'll be? Well, I like that story. That was fun with, like, the internal monologue and screaming. I can relate to that. completely forgot what we were talking about, by the way. We're gonna talk a little bit more with these guys before we end the episode. And I also did some stories for the paper. Overall, it was a good day.
That's good to hear. But please, don't forget to take a break. It's easy to get carried away by work when you're on a roll.
Will do, sir. And speaking of hospitals, how's your hospital admitting life going?
That's not even a word, Freya.
Actually, I'm not even sure what you even do there.
It's pretty boring to talk about it, but mostly I handle operational stuff happening in the hospital. Things like how much a specialist costs and how much it affects our income. I also deal with patients and their families. If they require intensive care, such as operations, I go through what they need to do and how much it will cost them.
Kinda like biz dev for people's lives, then.
You could say that.
Damn, that sounds complicated and hard.
That's why I'm suited for my job. Someone who gets very emotionally attached to patients would find this job pretty tough. Whereas heartless people like my friend here only see it from a business perspective.
Good point. Why do people rarely talk about your kind of job?
I guess most people don't really notice we exist, or think about the necessity of it.
Exactly, it's an interesting job, yet no one talks about it.
Maybe because most admins are just like me. We rarely talk about work outside the hospital.
Why?
For me, I just don't find any reason to. It's the patient's personal lives anyway.
Such professionalism and loyalty. You should keep a hold of that mindset, especially in front of this lady here. You. He needs to be a bit less loyal, though.
Hide?
You've been doing this job for a while now, right?
Almost 50 years now.
Whoa! I didn't know about that. Wait, 50 years in the same position?
Uh-huh.
Holy! Ask for promotion, man!
They keep offering me new positions. Mostly managerial.
Take it!
Not interested.
Why?
It's not something I want. Besides, as I've told you before, I fit perfectly in this position.
But the salary must be better if you take the promotion, right?
Of course. But what I get in the moment is more than enough for me right now. And I still get a raises while I'm doing this job.
I really can't figure you out.
That's Gala for you. Anyway, my shift's starting soon. It was nice catching up with the both of you. Are you going to stay, Hyde?
Yeah, I'm still enjoying the vibe here.
I'll see you in a few weeks, I guess.
Yep.
Safe trip. See you around, Lady Dubs. And you, Freya.
See ya!
Take care on your way... Oh, that's me. Take care on your way home. And I think with Hyde leaving after the jingle...
There's a jingle. We can end this episode here. I need a break, and also, I want to enjoy my ice cream. So, as for guys, enjoy what you're watching, and subscribe. If you want to keep up to date with the story, ring that bell. And thank you all so much for watching. Later.